first question tonight will be because some of our candidates have made it pretty unclear what their actual stance is. I will be asking each of you, what will you set out to accomplish if you are elected? So we'll start with Alex because he's on the left.
All right, so the main thing I want to do that everyone knows is a problem that basically every campaign said is urban development, right? That's pretty obvious, except you don't really have to trust that we're going to do it because like we already started. Me and Connor started building roads, started building infrastructure. Wow, my opponent here has like an unfinished castle that has been not worked on for weeks. Uh, Something else that I wanted to say, I guess, is some organizations I was gonna make put in place. That is, like the DOT or like an exit ticket thing. But that's basically it. I'm pretty sure you guys read my thing about those.
All right.
All right. All right, I'll go. All right. So basically, my overall goal on the server is just to make everybody stronger. Lift up everybody. To make the server just better. So my idea is like public farms, weekly meetings, right? I want to hear everybody out, unlike my opponent, and I don't want any power, open spending, everything. Basically, I just want everybody to like trust the government. I want everybody to hold on, I forgot the word. All right, my bad, did. All right, I just want, that's basically it. I just want to make the server a better place.
All right. I feel like one of those things kind of segues into the next question. So we'll start with
All
Edward
right,
on this
sure.
one. What do you think is more important, protection of the capitalist system or the welfare of each individual citizen?
Um, I'll say a welfare of each citizen, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I'm already pretty rich. I've been pretty successful in the capitalist system, right? But there are a lot of people who aren't as good as the game. For example, like Rashad, who dies a lot, and and a lot of people lose their gear, right? So what my main goal is to try and help people get gear, get started on the server. So usually, whenever a new player joined, like Tobin or Rashad, I would help them. I would help them go mining, or I would help them like give them iron armor or stuff to start off with. And basically, my main goal, like I said before, is just to help out everybody. And yeah, that's basically it.
All right. And Alex?
Well, I would want to say welfare of each citizen, except my belief really is protection of our system because without it, we can't really get anything done. And the welfare of each citizen is important, except I really feel like protection of our capitalist system is better.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Hmm.
Can I
Yep.
respond? Okay, listen. So here's what I don't understand. What do you mean? Let's say we don't like. Let's say we work on each welfare like citizen. What do you mean we wouldn't get anything done? Because I feel like if we gave people items to start off with and help people, that would allow them to spend more time um or it would give people an easier time gathering resources, creating builds. Because, like I said, my campaign, I'll be hosting weekly meetings, and people can come and join these meetings, right? And they can ask me if they need stuff and what their idea is. So, for example, if somebody needs funding for a building, I could give them stuff. Um, so, what I guess I just don't get is that how would not having the welfare of citizens like how would it make stuff unable to get done?
It's not that nothing would get done, it's that a lot of your campaign is, in my eyes, bribery, trying
How
to
is it
say that you're going to give things to people, you're going to make public farms, inflating our economy, and just trying to win people's votes over through that. Even though it's not just, I know you're trying to do it out of the kindness of your heart, maybe, but in my eyes, that just defeats the point of capitalist craft.
okay? First off, um, can I respond to that?
Yes.
All right, listen.
This will be
So,
your last response though, and then Alex
all
also
right, that's
gets one
fair.
last response.
Okay. So, here's what I don't understand. I'm not trying to bribe people, but like I said, my goal is not to just like immediately give everybody stuff. So that's why, for example, Hershaw and Tobin, that's why I helped them. I went mining with them, right? I'm not trying to give everything to everybody. Just like my goal is not to just give people whatever they want. That's why I'm hosting meetings to hear them out, and then I would say what's fair. I want to help people, but I don't want to give them everything. I still want people to grind. That's why, for example, when I was helping Hershad, right? I was still like after he died and stuff, I was still like helping. I didn't give him stuff. I helped him get the stuff, you know? My goal is not to just immediately give people gear or just give people stuff. My goal is to help people get there. That's it.
All right.
That's okay.
Yeah, you can respond, Alex. You get one more response.
I don't feel like I have anything else to say other than what I already said.
Okay. So our next question is: there's been a lot of controversy lately around new players, what kind of rights they have, what kind of punishments they should receive for doing stuff, what's allowed for a new player to do before they start receiving punishments. Um, will you consider new players to have some sort of like protections or leniency, or will you think that the law must be enforced and you will like ban new players if that's necessary? So, Alex, you start.
I my take on new players is obviously because of the controversy I have tried to make my part of my campaign about trying to make new laws about voting on whether a new player should be in the server or not, especially since they've just been getting added to the server even if most of us think they are unstable, and that's kind of proven itself sometimes. And I really just want new players to have rights, but they should get rights if we let them on the server. That's my take on it, right? Because if we don't, we're not gonna let someone have rights that we didn't all vote on for them to be on the server. That's just my take on
All right, Edward.
All right, so especially recently, immigration has been like a very big and huge topic, right? What I personally believe, and I also had some experience with this, the server before, the server I tried to join, I asked Zane, and then he said that I wasn't allowed to join because apparently I didn't know a lot of people in the group, right? But after joining now, I feel like I know most of you guys, right? And I feel like that can happen with most new people, right? That eventually we'll all get to know each other. But oh my, that's the other kid. Might just want to ban him, Zane. But I really do believe that I think we should all vote if a new player gets to join or not. And that I think we should have a max of how many people can join each month. So maybe 2 to 3 players. So I just believe that we should vote people in if we want them in there or not, and that we should have a limit.
All right, Alex, would you like to respond to that or no?
my only thing with new players and you is you trying to actively help people that are known criminals. That's all I have to say about that.
Can I respond to that?
Yep.
First off, so I think what he's trying to do is refer to Tobin, and that Tobin did not commit any of his crimes when I was helping him, right? And that wouldn't be different if, for example, I gave Zane an item and then he commits a crime with it. It doesn't matter if the player's new or not, right? I believe in helping people, but I also believe in punishment too. And we'll get onto that later once we get to like punishment and stuff.
All right. Switching topics. You guys have discussed a little bit like what you would generally want to do, but I want to focus more on, or I want to ask, at the end of your term, what are some things like big projects that you will have completed? Like, what do you want to see on the server that's not here right now? So we'll start with Alex.
Main big project is it's the organization of the DOT trying to help people
Why did I
transport.
get banned, bro?
Okay. trying to help
Jane, I
people
swear to God, you know how to. Okay, continue.
travel across the server, cross-dimensional. Um, Also help build roads, help a grid pattern, help us get a good infrastructure going. A main thing that has been an issue for me specifically is the Nether portal, trying to make a community one so people can stop trespassing on personally my property, and also trying to enforce trespassing rules as well. And a final thing that has already been implemented in certain areas, but I want to make it a government thing, is like an ATM type thing or a currency exchange system, so we can all like try and have an economy be better.
So wait, I actually want to ask a follow-up question. Can you elaborate on what you mean by that? Like you'd like to standardize a currency, or you'd like to make our new currency more stable, or
Not a
that?
new currency, but exchanging different types of currency, so people don't only have to use like just diamonds to pay for things generally.
Okay. Edward.
So here's what I believe. Now, my goal is that we're gonna have public farms and there's a lot of things public, right? The first thing I will do if I become president is I will immediately add a community nether portal, right? I already have plans of public farms that I will have around the server for people to use. All right, because like I said, my whole entire core campaign is just helping people, right?
Yep.
So that's why my plans to have public farms. I will also create a bunch of other things to the server. I'll fix roads. I'll do basically anything, and I'll also have weekly meetings. So if somebody has an idea or something that they want on the server, they can come to me and ask me for help. That's what I believe.
All right. Uh, we'll move on to our final question now, which is, why do you think we should not vote for your opponent? So we'll start with Alex.
I already stated this previously, but this is literally my personal opinion. It's not just trying to harsh on his campaign. I don't think we should have all this public stuff to try and give people, even though it's trying to help people, I think it might inflate our economy. It might just, it kind of defeats the point of what I think the server should be. And I think some people might vote for it because maybe they just want free stuff, and that's not what I think they should do.
All right. Edward.
All right, so the reason why I think you shouldn't vote for Alex is because I don't think he's trying to make a server a better place. All right, I think he just wants extra rules and just to make things harder. And like I said, I believe in helping people. I feel like, all right, I believe that Alex, his main goal is just to enforce things that really don't need to be enforced, and that I feel like it's just gonna add a bunch of extra stuff to the server that we don't need.
All right.
That's it.
Do you have a response to that, Alex?
I think we very clearly need new infrastructure. We very clearly need a new nether portal. We very clearly need a transportation system, and we very clearly need rules on immigration. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Edward. Do you have any last? Do you have a response to that for our final response to this
Uh,
question?
yeah, I do. So I do agree we need a lot of stuff, but I feel like, is it to help players or is it just to benefit the economy, you know? And also, our economy is based off of diamonds. I'm not just giving away free diamonds, you know? What I'm doing is I'm giving away basic resources that are just meant to help out new players early on. I'm not like trying to just give out like OP stuff for free. And I've never done that before. I've never just given out OP stuff. You can ask Gazane, you can ask Kershad, you can ask Toba. I've never given out. I've always helped people. That's what I do. I'm not going to inflate the economy because I'm not just giving out just free stuff. And the stuff I am giving out is like maybe a sugarcane farm, right? Community nether portal, fixing roads, stuff like that. I'm not going to be just giving out like free diamonds. I'm not just going to be inflating the economy like that.
All right. And finally, if either of you have any closing thoughts, there won't be any. You can't respond to another person's closing thoughts, so just say what your last message is to the voters. So, Alex.
I'm just saying he's trying to help players to indirectly help the server, and I believe I am directly trying to help the server.
All right, Edward.
I believe that I'm helping the whole entire server, and that everybody will be like it'll just be a better place for everybody. That's it.
All right. Thank you for coming to this debate.